A Lesson in Spanish, read by Elizabeth Griffin, written by Elizabeth Griffin. Kimberly Evans only spoke 2 words in Spanish: hola and adios, hello and goodbye. That was the extent of her foreign vocabulary. She hadn't been offered a language class in high school, but she did not consider it a disadvantage until she heard the man talking on his cell phone while he unloaded a basket full of groceries. The way he smiled and laughingly spoke into the device sparked her curiosity. What was he talking about? Who was he holding a conversation with? Could it be his wife? She glanced down at the man's wedding finger. She didn't see a ring. Maybe it was his girlfriend. Or his mother? Kimberly liked the last possibility the best. Weren't Latin men extremely close to their mothers? Kimberly hoped she wasn't stereotyping the man. She thought again about the word hola and adios. Those 2 salutations could also be used to describe her last relationship. It had started with a brief flirty introduction and ended with an abrupt quick finale. The young cashier's head still reeled at how effectively she had been dumped. Hola, she said with a smile while reaching out to take the offered discount card. It was attached to a ring of keys. She scanned it and handed them back to the man. Allo, greeted the dark stranger. Kimberly blinked in surprise as the deep tremor of his voice seemed to vibrate and travel throughout her body. The feeling was pleasant. Was he an exchange student? Did he attend the nearby university? Question after question tumbled inside her head. The handsome man stood inches above Kimberly, and he had the most amazing smile. How are you today? He asked. Fine, she gushed. Did you find all of the items you were looking for today? Absolutamente, he said charismatically. Kimberly smiled. Now she knew 3 words in Spanish. She mentally repeated the word absolutely several times in order to pronounce it correctly. I am glad you had no problem finding what you needed, said Kimberly. Would you like your groceries in paper bags or plastic? Paper, please. The man was also eco-friendly. Did he have any imperfections, the cashier wondered? He definitely believed in eating fruits and vegetables. The conveyor belt was loaded down with them. He didn't seem big on sugar. She saw no sodas or sugary drinks, only water. No meats today, she asked. Only fish. I'm going to cook it for dinner, he confided. This will be my first time. Always my mother prepares the meals. Now I have to do it. I'm going to need luck. I wish you lots of it, she said while scanning several more items. Her hands quickly moved them along as she reached the end of his purchases. Do you cook? He asked. A little, she beamed, thrilled at being asked a question. That must mean no, he concluded with humor and shook his head in feigned sadness. I didn't say that, she said in a high-pitched voice. I know how to fix oxtails and rice, fry plantains, you name it. I just didn't want to brag, especially since you practically told me you can't cook. Did I sound that pitiful? Yes, she teased. Maybe one day you can teach me how to prepare. He paused. Oxtails and rice? He finished hesitantly. It sounds good. It is, Kimberly agreed. Was he flirting? She tried to focus on her job instead of his twinkling eyes. Do you have coupons? Yes, he said, handing them over. They were neatly clipped and within the expiration dates. The man was going to make a good husband. Kimberly completed the cash transaction quickly and returned his change along with a printed receipt. Their hands touched softly. She felt a slight sensation move up her arm and spread throughout her body. She glanced up and into his eyes. Was she blushing? Tú eres muy simpática y guapa, said the gorgeous man. Kimberly frowned slightly. She had no way of translating his words. She assumed he had complimented her based on his facial expression, but she couldn't be certain. Then he spoke again, but this time in English. His smile was genuine, transparent. You are a very kind and beautiful woman. Thank you. Kimberly was flattered by his words and accepted them graciously. She also quickly memorized the sentence. How many new words did that make? She wondered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? The cashier and the customer bagged the groceries in silence. The produce was placed in one paper bag. His fish was packaged separately. Kimberly handed over the bags to the Latin stranger. Adios, she said, and smiled warmly. Hasta luego, Kimberly, he said, reading her name tag. Until we meet again, he promised, as he collected his groceries. A stunned Kimberly followed the man with her eyes as he exited her line. While the handsome stranger walked towards the sliding doors, Kimberly wondered whether she'd ever see him again. Plenty of customers never made a return visit to the family-friendly owned supermarket. But for some inexplicable reason, Kimberly believed that he would come again. The notion pleased the young cashier immensely, and she couldn't stop smiling as she made a mental note to contact the local community college. She was going to register for Spanish classes. I hope you enjoyed this short novello, and please continue to follow me. Thank you. Bye-bye.